Hello everyone. Today I am going to make another camping t-shirt design, but this one is going to be a kind of advanced level work. I'm going to modify some really cool vectors to make a design. So for this design I wanted some vectors, so I was searching on FreePic camping and I found this vector pack. This is free to download. You can download that is this from here, and this is really good, and there's a lots of camping elements in this graphic bundle. So I'm going to use this one in my today's design. And also I was searching like hiking color palette. I found this one. This is really good, so I'm going to use this in my this video. And you can see as I already added those colors in my swatch panel. And this is a deer horn I downloaded from FreePic sometimes later, so I'm going to use this one. Now for this design, you can see this is the bundle. My idea is I'm going to make a camping scene like outdoor mountain scene here, but everything will be inside this deer horn. So this will be the outline of my design, and then I will create a scene inside this area. So let's start the design process. Now as you can see, this is a really detailed vector bundle, so I need some elements like this one, this tent here, then this tree maybe, and also this X, and maybe this mountain. So let's copy them. Now I'm going to paste it here, but as you can see there are, this one is white, so let's make it black. And also there are some, these are not complete black, so I need to take my magic wand tool, and then if I click here it is going to, okay, that is not working like that, so let's double click here. Okay, before that I want to show you guys, if I take a rectangle here, something darker color, not black and not white, then if I bring this vector here, cut paste in front. Okay, so this is my keystrokes. So as you can see there are some whites in the design, and I don't want that. I want it to be complete, like a complete black shape. So if I select the outline white here and delete it, I can simply delete that. And then inside the white I need to take my magic wand tool like this and then cut. Now I need to, sorry for that, I need to select this one, this bundle here. Then I'm going to make it, as you can see there are some small details like they created a strokes and then expanded it. So I'm going to make it unite to make it a complete single shape. Then I am going to, I can use transparency here, but this is a one time shape, so let's press Ctrl F like this. It is going to paste those white in front of my black. Then I am going to select my black also like this, and then press Alt and click here. It is going to minus front, it is going to erase those white from the black. And then I am going to, I am just expanding it, then it is a complete white color shape, and the white is visible here is just the outline. So that is one style. So let's take this one. Okay, first of all select this bundle, cut paste in back. It is going, it is now in back of everything, so that is good. So for this kind of vectors, if I need to double click first, because if I take my magic wand and click here on this white, it is going to select everything that is also in white. So that is why I need to first of all double click to isolate this group. And now if I click with my magic wand tool, it is going to select everything that is inside this group. And of course first of all I need to erase the outline. Then I am going to take my magic wand again, then if I just cut it, it is going to look like this. And as you can see this is already with the details, so I don't need to make use that minus front, just uniting it to make it a complete one single shape. So that is good for me. Now for this one also I am going to use black, and of course for our this tent here, this one also should be in black. So this is really important that I am erasing the white from it, because I want to add some colors in them, and that is going to be useful for me. That's why I am using removing the white from here. Let's cut it. If I cut it like that, you can see it is already looking good. Just I am making it unite to make it a complete one single shape. So that is good. Now I can take this one and then again making it complete black. Okay, so this is the elements I am going to use in my this design. Now for this kind of designs, the idea inside my head is just I want to make a camping camping scene here. Just this one is a camping tent. This is going to be the center point of my this design, and then this mountain I'm going to place it something like this. But as you can see, we are making something like a three-dimensional, like three layer. This is the front layer, this is the middle layer, this is the background layer, and we need to fix it. Like we need to make it look realistic, and that is the reason. Okay, I'm selecting them like this. Let's just do it manually, just like this. Now as you can see, this is looking like a like something floating in this area, no details here, so we need to add some details first. So for adding some details, I'm going to use this tree here. I'm just first of all making this smaller, and then I want to like make it something like this area. One copy here, just to fill this area from here, maybe this one, just like this. Then a copy here in a bit smaller size. One here, on here I'm going to fill this entire area, the joining point of my horn, and then I need to make a copy here, maybe then another copy here. Just keep the proportion with that final one. Now I can select these two, maybe make it align it together. Just I'm making this a perfect design. You can do it in your way, no problem. Just a little bit like this. Okay, so as you can see, this is how we made this first area, covering the first area. That is good for us. Now I need to do the same for my this mountain range. So let's take a tree here, and then of course I'm going to make it smaller, because I don't want this hard line. I have done in some of my previous videos, I hide this area, so that's why I'm making a copy. Then if I keep pressing Ctrl D, it is going to make some copies like this. So that is good. Now let's select this like this, then press shift to deselect something that you don't want, like this. You can see now my trees are selected. So let's cut it. I'm going to select my mountain. Now this time I'm going to open the transparency, because I want to keep my mountain editable, and I'm pressing it, pressing Ctrl F to paste in front, and that is going to create this kind of effect in this mountain area here. Then also I can make some of them like smaller, some of them bigger, so that it doesn't look like a fake outline range here, because if I make everything in same size, it is going to look fake. So that's why I'm just adding some of these details. Anyway, this is just to hide the baseline of my mountain, and that is good. So when my mountain base is created, I want to like this area is not looking very good, so let's do something for here. I'm selecting them like this, then shift click to deselect these two object, then making it a group, just like that. Okay, now I need to select my this deer horn, and then if I go to object, path, and offset path, of course, just like this, maybe a bit bigger in size. 10 pixel is too much, 7 is good, so let's take it 7 pixel, cut. Now I am going to select my this tree group from here. If I open the transparency for them and then press Ctrl F, it is going to create this white outline for them, just like this. So that is good for me. But you can see this area is visible from here. So let's take our pen tool. When the fill is black, I can simply create a like a shape here, random shape, just to fill this area. What is the tree area? Okay, this area is will not look very good right now, but we will take care of it. Just like this, as you can see, my that part is hidden, so that is good. Now for this area, okay, maybe I can make it a little bigger, or not bigger, just place it something like that. It is overlapping the mountain, but then it is this area is looking also some empty space here. So let's do something for that area. We have a another tree group here, we can use that. So let's bring it in our design. Of course I'm going to make it black first, then if I make it smaller, I want to cover it from this area, like from that. Okay, sorry for that, I need to make it a little bit more smaller, just like this. Then if I make a copy like this, then okay, maybe just like this, then press, sorry, I can do it at once. Like if I place it like this, then press Ctrl D, it will create another copy at same distance. Then if I select them, I am just covering this area from that view. So that is good for me. Now for this area I want to bring it a little down, just like the edge of the tent is barely like overlapping my trees, so that is the point. So let's make it a group. Now for this area, this is not looking very good here. So first of all, select our this tree group. Let's create offset path for them. Okay, so before making that offset path, let me just create a rectangle in this lower part of the tree, and let's match it with my with the rest area here. Then select this two, make it group, maybe cut, press Ctrl B to paste in back. Now this is not looking very good, but don't worry, I am going to select my this tree group, the first tree group that I have here. Okay, maybe I can bring it a bit up, little bit up. Then if I select here, it is going to show me this option like that. So let's create a offset path for it, that much. Just make it something like 5 pixel, that is good. So let's cut it. Now I need to select my this group and then open the transparency like this, press Ctrl F to paste in front. You can see my this tree line is now visible on top of my that line, so that is good for me. Now here is some problem like this area. So if I select my this tree group, inside the transparency I will find that the shape I created and then this shape of the horn from the both sides. So let's select copy this, then click here to come out. Then if I select my this group, I can paste that shape inside the transparency, paste in front, Ctrl F. You can see that is hiding those area. Okay, so I need to make sure that everything is in complete black, and that is in complete black, so that is good. Now for this area, as you can see, this is making like a two-way step layer. This is the closer line of tree, and this is the distance line of tree, so that is good for us. That will work. So let's select out this tree line. This is just all about transparency. If you just understand the transparency once, you can do whatever you want, like customizing the vectors. And there is another way, like the first way I showed you, minus front, but that is the destructive way. This is the non-destructive way. Like I am not erasing anything, I can always make changes to my design whenever I want. So that is good. Let's select our this mountain here, maybe a bit bigger like that, so that's good. Go to object, path, offset path, again same size, maybe a bit bigger for the mountain, 10 pixel. Let's cut it. Now I am selecting my mountain shape here. Then inside the transparency icon, you can see these are the previous tree we pasted inside the transparency, that is showing here. So let's press Ctrl F. It is going to give it this look, like this cutout look, but there is some area that is visible from there, so I can select them like this, or maybe just I can select this one, this one maybe. Okay, so that is a bit tricky. So I press Ctrl Z to bring back. Let's press Ctrl F to paste in front. Now without deselecting that, let's press merge and unite. It will become a one single shape, and that is easier to work, so that is good. Now as you can see, this is looking like a 3-step forest for us, that is good for us. But this area is looking like this horizon line is looking like fake. So let's do something for that. Again I am going to go to this pack. Let's select that tree, copy and paste it. I am going to make it black, of course, then making it smaller just like this. Then I want to place them something like this, not in very big size, just like some like smaller shape, but in some random shape. Like this one is bigger, this one is a bit smaller, so let's make this one a bit bigger, maybe this one little smaller than this one. Just fill the area with some custom tree shapes, and that is good. Now for this one I'm going to make it bigger, so that it hides into this area, something like this maybe. So that is good for me. Now I want to select these shapes. You can see sometimes it's hard to select everything, So just zoom in, then I'm going to bring that shapes here in this side. Okay, I made a mistake here maybe, so I need to bring them here like this, and that is okay. Let's not worry about that, we can simply fix it here. This is good actually, that we are not pasting that same shape on both sides, just like this. Then I am going to select these trees. Okay, one that I want to select everything like this, maybe a bit leftward like that. That is good. Now I am going to make them a group, and of course I want to make this tree is a group also, just like this. Then group, select this two group, and I can align them like this. So that is good for me, but that is not very much visible on my mountain. So let's select this two to the group here, go to object path, offset path, just a bit, not 5 pixel, of course 3 pixel maybe work for me. Let's see. Yeah, that is good. So let's copy, okay, that, then cut, select the mountain shape. Inside the transparency, press Ctrl F. It is going to paste that here, and you can see our tree is now visible from that horizon line, and that is good for us. And then I'm going to, you can see this area is not looking very good, but this area is really looking good for this cutout effect. So if I select my this tree group, inside the transparency I will find this deer horn 2 part. Let's copy that, come here, then I'm going to select this one and this one, making them a group. I can open the transparency for them, press Ctrl F. It will fill with that shape, that is good. Again select the mountain shape, I'm going to click inside the transparency, press Ctrl F. It is going to place that same shape in that area also. So that is the final position of our design right now. This area is also looking kind of empty, but we can like use some other shapes here. Maybe one camping fire should be in a camping scene, or maybe something else we will use, but let's see how it looks. Okay, so first of all is I need to bring my that layer so that I can see what is going on here. So first of all, this vector pack has this white outline, so I don't need that. Taking magic wand and clicking on the white, let's cut it. You can see this is not looking very good like this for the, okay, let's press Ctrl Z to see for the details of the flame here. So let's cut it, Ctrl X. Now if I select them, I can open the transparency, then press Ctrl F to paste in front. Now this is in white, so it is not happening. So if I make it black, it is going to make it look like this. But you can see if I click here, I can easily select the shapes that I don't want, because these logs have the details already, that's why it is going missing. So it is going to look like that, and that is good for me, no problem. If I make it unite like this, okay, uniting will not work for this one, so that is not a problem. So let's use it as it is, make it black of course. Then for this one I'm going to place it something like in this area, just like a fire is burning outside of the tent, something like this. Maybe one here, but in a smaller size than that one, so that is good. Let's align them with the bottom position, that is good. Now I can simply make this one smaller. This is overlapping my tent here, or I can just make it smaller to adjust the area, that is good. Now for this area, this is not looking very realistic, so we can do that same process. Like if I take a ellipse like this, just like this in black fill, that is good. So let's take our brush tool, then if I go to custom brush, art brush, okay, I can use this as a brush preset. So let's do it like that. I'm going to make it a group. Everything here is now a group. Now I am pressing B for the brush tool. Now my fill is black, so I need to press shift X to make it a stroke. So now I can simply draw some lines like this, just to add some details in the ground. Okay, so that is I think a little bigger for the other elements, so let's make it smaller, maybe just like that. That is good. Now if I select it like that. I can do something like these shapes, and it is going to look like the details in the ground just to fill this area. So that is good for me, I think. Just some random lines, so that is good. Okay, so that is looking good. Now I am going to select it like this, everything. Then if I press shift and click here, it is going to deselect my original group layer, and then only my these strokes are selected. Let's break it, expand it, then group it to make it a separate group, so I can select them like this. So that is the point for this one here. That is looking good. So okay, I wanted to use this X here. Okay, as you can see, here is some problem that this area is looking like something missing here. So let's use our X here, not in that much bigger size, just to fill this area. Then right click, transform, reflect, click on this copy. It is going to give us two copy of that X. So let's select it like this, select them, align them with the bottom. Okay, sorry for that. I need to select my this X group like this, make it a group so that we can select them easily, just like this. Then I'm going to place it something like this. Okay, so this is going to, maybe I can hide the details of the deer horn there. Then of course you can see this area is not looking very good, so let's use it. Okay, before doing that, let's select everything like this here, and then if I align it center wise, I need to select everything like with the X, align it center wise. It is going to look like that. Now I'm selecting my X vector, go to object path, offset path, of course maybe a bit bigger size, 5 pixel is good. So let's click OK, cut it. Now I need to select my this group, open the transparency, press Ctrl F to paste in front. Okay, as you can see, this is not looking very good, so let's use merge and unite to make it a complete single shape like that. And that is good, but this area is still missing some details. So let's take our pen tool. When the fill is black, I can simply draw some random lines like this. Okay, so as you can see, that is hiding those area, and this is now the starting point of those horn, and that is good for me. So as you can see, here is some problem with the X when it is overlapping each other. So let's double click on this group. If I select one X like this, let's make a copy, Ctrl C. If I select the other one inside the transparency, if I press it, press Ctrl F, it is going to paste that same shape inside the transparency, but it is still visible. So let's use our pathfinder, merge, unite. It is going to make a complete black shape for this area, and you can see that is now looking good. Like the lower one is not visible through the upper one, so that is good. Okay guys, so that is the final position of my graphic here. So let's use something more here. Maybe we can use a bear vector, but okay, let's use a bird here. So placing it like that, I need to first of all double click to isolate this layer. Then inside the layer, I first of all I am erasing that outline, white outline. Then if I take my magic wand tool to click here, then if I press Ctrl X, it is going to cut it. But if I select my that shape inside the transparency, I can press Ctrl F. It is going to look like this. Just make it black, and you can see our details is now back. So that is good. Let's keep it as it is. So this bird here, I am going to use it something like flying over those mountains. This bird should be too much smaller than the mountains, but this is not a real life graphic, so we need to keep everything at least visible, then it is going to look good. So as you can see, this is how it is looking. So if I select my bird vector, go to offset path, 5 pixel is too much, make it 3 pixel or something, cut it. Then I'm going to select my this group inside the transparency, press Ctrl F. It is going to paste it like that, and you can see this is now completely visible, that bird. So that is just a camping view. So you can see we are using some premium vectors, but still we are making a complete unique graphic here, a unique scene here, a complete scene like a camping scene. We can do something else like add some, okay, maybe that will look good. So I'm going to select one of these trees here, copy that, then paste it here. Now if I make it something like this to hide those, hide the area that is looking open, so like this it is going to look like that. That's not a problem. So let's make it, let's cut them. Now if I want to keep every details like the some that part we pasted inside the transparency, if we want to keep it for these two graphics, new two tree here of us, so we need to go to any of this group. Like if I double click here, this group is now isolated or like this. Then inside here if I press Ctrl F, it is going to give me that two tree here. And if I just place it in this area just like this, it is going to have all the graphics, all the details we pasted inside this area, it is going to have them all. So let's right click and isolate. You can see the transparency or something like that what we pasted inside this group, that is still visible from here. But we need to select this group from here just like this. Then if I open the transparency for it just like this, then taking my pen tool again to hide those area. And the reason I am hiding this because I can erase them, but that is going to just destroy my design. Like this is the way I work always. If I am working for a client and he is okay, this area is not hiding from that, so let's cut it. Okay, not cut it, let's copy it and then click here, it is good. Now I need to find that shape what is visible from here. So if I double click like this, it is going to give me that shape, and that is not necessary here. So let's take our direct selection tool to bring it inside the horn area, and that is good. You can see that is easily fixed, so that is not a problem. Now this can be a black and white design like this, or we can do some color versions of it. So let's add some colors. I'm keeping a copy here because if necessary I can do the changes later. So for making it a colorful design, there is a lots of different ways to make this kind of design colorful. Let's do it simply. So first of all is I need to select my each and every object. So I am double clicking to select this two horn vector. Then if I make it something like this color, maybe okay, that color I will use for the trees. So this darker version is good, that is good. Now for this, okay, so I need to select this X group, this one and this one. Let's use something like a darker shade kind of color. This is the camping color, so don't worry about this. I'm selecting these tree groups, and then if I make it something like this green, that is good. Now I need to select my this tree group, then I want to make it a little lighter version of the green because this is the distance, this is the closer, so that is good. Now for these two, okay, so this is going to be a bit tricky here because that is overlapping my that new two tree. I don't want that, so just like this. Now for this kind of designs, you can see these are some small flat vectors, not this one. The tree, the deer horn, we use that technique to colorize it. But for this one here, we can use another technique, that is we are the same old technique of the rectangle tool. So select a rectangle tool, I want to make it like this orange. So let's cut it, click here to select that, press Ctrl B, it is going to paste that in back. Now select them, press Shift M to use shape builder, and that is good. We have a color inside that, and that is going to look good on black. So same technique here, I am going to select this one. Of course I need to create a rectangle. You can just fast forward this version, you don't need to watch it. Then again selecting this two, press Shift M, Alt and click to erase the part that you don't want. The same technique for this tent and the mountain also. So let's select our tent like this. Maybe now click one more time to isolate the tent separately, just like this. Then I am going to create a rectangle, of course a bigger one, maybe a bit yellow color for the tent, cut it, select the tent. Okay, first of all select it like this, then press Ctrl B to paste that in back. Okay, you can see that is how this part are still here, but the transparency is visible. So let's don't worry about that. Select it, press Shift M and click here. It is going to erase that part that is not from here, but you can see the same problem of yesterday. So if I keep clicking here, like I need to open the transparency, if I click on this tent layer, I can see that inside the transparency there are some elements. So select this one only, because that is the one only overlapping my design, or maybe this one. So let's copy them, click here, select the color version, open transparency for it, press Ctrl F. It is going to fix that. So it is just a like a repeating process you need to follow to make it a complete good design. So selecting this two tree group, again making it something like this color, because that is also in the distance. Then I'm going to select this mountain group from here. Okay, if you don't want to do what I did here, like pasting that inside the color version also, I need to keep clicking here, like keep double clicking. If when your full mountain is visible, now you can do it. So let's create a, okay, this is not going to work like that, it is just working as a compound path, so that is a bit tricky there. So let's click it like this, like with the transparency, that is good, no problem. Just create a rectangle here. For the mountains, I want to make something like this color maybe. So let's cut it, select the mountain, press Ctrl B to paste in back. Now select them two, press Shift Alt to erase that part. That is good. Do not isolate the group, exit the isolation, just select on this black part. It is going to show us whatever is inside our transparency. So that is, let's copy that. Then if I click on this color layer, you can see my color is selected here. Open the transparency for it, press Ctrl F. It is going to paste that save details on that color layer also. So that is good. Okay, I don't think this color is looking going to look good for black designs. So I need to first of all make my this eagle here a little bit this kind of color, then we can add some details for the eagle. So let's create a rectangle like this, cut it, select our eagle vector, press B to paste in back. Let's make it something like yellow, then select it again, press Shift M to erase the unnecessary parts that we don't want. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it is looking right now. This area I need to precisely delete everything, but I don't need this area. So let's just erase, use our eraser tool to erase this areas. We just want to use this face and this wing details, so that is good for us. So that is the final graphic here, and the reason I make this a separate group, that I can always select them like this, then maybe use something like ground color kind of, that is good. Okay, so this group should be on like this should be on the bottom. So let's cut it, select this group or anything that is inside this here. Let's press Ctrl B. It will be pasted just inside, like the background of everything, but you can see this is visible from here and I don't need that. So I am selecting this part and erasing it, or if you don't want to erase, just place it somewhere like that, and that is going to work for us. So this is the final graphic for us here. Now we can simply select our this vector, maybe make it something like this. Okay, I'm going to make it actually black. Then if I take a rectangle like this, let's select this color, cut, then select it again, press Ctrl B to paste in back, select them like this, press Shift M to erase, and that is how we are going to fill some colors there. Okay, so this area is not looking very good, so let's see how it is looking. Take a black background, cut, paste in back. You can see this is how our design is right now looking. This parts is really not very, not a problem, but this eagle here and the mountain is like blending with the black here, so this color is not very much, that color is not working for us. So let's take our magic wand tool to select that color, and if I go to the color palette, I can take a lighter version of that green, just like this. Okay, so this is how it is looking right now, but this tree line is not looking very good, so I need to change the color. So I am selecting the magic wand tool, and then if I click on this color, everything here in this color is now selected. So let's change the color here, maybe a bit darker shade of green, something like that. Let's see how it is looking, and that is looking something like of kind of this, and this area is not looking very good. Okay, so first of all select this eagle vector here, and this one I just want to make it something like this color maybe. Okay, not that color, something darker color. So clicking here. Okay, clicking here is not selecting this color because there are the trees here, so we can simply make it with that color, and that is also not looking good. Okay, so let's select this color, make it kind of darker shade of that color, and that is now visible here, so that is good for us. Now for this area, guys, to be honest, I am not very happy with this area, so let's do something new for that area, something that we can. Okay, let's click here to select one of these trees, just one of them, copy them, pasting it here. Now I want to paste them something like this, so that here I can create a another layer of trees, so like that, and this color will help me place them just like this one here. I'm just placing randomly because I don't want to make a straight tree line there, so that's why I'm just like this. And then of course we need to place them somewhere between the this first tree layer and the targeted tree layer of us, just like this. Sorry for that. Okay, so that is now good for me, I think. Let's select this one, this one, this one. Now first of all is I need to place them. Okay, let's cut it. Now I need to place them like on back of behind this tree layer, but in front of this tree layer. So I'm selecting this tree layer just like this. When that is isolated, I can press Ctrl B, and it will be pasted just behind those tree layer, and that is good for me, I think, for now. Okay, let's take our pen tool because the fill color is in this color, so don't worry. So I'm just filling this area with that color, just like this, and that is good. So let's select this shape, cut. I'm selecting one of them, then press Ctrl F, it will be pasted just in front of that shape, and you can see that is just behind our this first tree layer. So first of all we need to select our this first green tree layer, open a like create a offset path for them, that much is good. Cut it, then if I click here, I need to select this three layers. I made a mistake, I wanted to make them a group, but I forgot. So like this, and then of course this color shape. So let's make them a group. Go to transparency, open the transparency for them, paste in front. Ctrl F, it is going to paste that same offset path of the first tree layer like this. So that is good. Now for this area here, I want to select this tree group. Go to path, offset path. So create a little bit smaller size offset path. Cut it, then select this group, or maybe double click here to select them like this. Of course this one, then inside the transparency press Ctrl F to paste in front. It is going to look like that, but let's make it black, so it is going to work for us just like this. So as you can see, this is how our design is right now looking. Like we created three line here to make it look like a a forest kind of theme, and the tent is between this forest, like somewhere clean place in the forest, and there is a mountain in the background, so that is good for us. Now I don't think this is looking very good for this colors, but I can always fix them. So I will do some adjustment in this design, guys. So this is the final graphic for this one, and I hope this one will give you some idea how you can modify like some pre-made vectors to make your own design, and this is not going to get copyright problems because this is a complete unique graphic made using those pre-made vectors. So that's it, guys. Thank you everyone. I hope this one gives you some advanced idea, guys. See you in the next video. Have a great time. Thank you.